Hey everyone, it's me Joe, back again with another Tower of God anime review, and today, as always, I am joined by...
Hello there, regulars.
Ooh.
I am back.
Dude, that was Lero Row, like through and through, that was hype. I feel like I'm a regular, but to pass through the Shinsu test.
I don't know.
Yes, I don't think hype.
I don't think these anime reviews are hype.
Dude, I have had people requesting it. Those of you who've been commenting about this review, thank you so much. I'm sorry we waited so long, but hopefully the wait is worth it. It's not going to be worth it because we're so unprofessional, but we'll do our best. So,
as we are speaking, we are 3 episodes into God of High School.
Yeah.
But we are now ready to review episode 14 of Tower of God.
Episode 14, guys, I cannot believe.
Man, wasn't it hype?
It was
oh my
so
god.
hype.
I can't believe
holy
they
cow.
started off with wank.
But anyway, so we're here to talk about the anime, and this is sort of like our full-fledged review. Obviously, we have episodic reviews. If you haven't seen that, there's a playlist you can check out here. And basically, yeah, I mean, we both, as far as I know, really liked the anime. We both thought that the changes that they made, some of them were good, some of them were bad, and we're going to talk about some individual aspects of the anime and just basically give our thoughts on the whole thing as a whole. The whole thing as a whole. Wow, I am speaking great today. But Joe, so...
Do not worry.
Yeah? Don't worry, thank you. Initial thoughts about the anime. What do you think?
I enjoyed it a lot. I actually really did enjoy it. I thought that this turned out better than I expected it to be, which is good, I think. I didn't have super high hopes going into it, but I am quite happy that my concerns were unneeded, because I think this was put into really good hands.
Yeah.
With how they handled a lot of aspects, and I think like the major parts that they needed to get right, they were able to do. So,
right.
I mean, should I go into it, because like I feel like that's something I save for the this thing that I really like. I should save to the end.
Sure, you could save it. Yeah, I mean that's a great way to start. I feel like that the main thing is that the staff and the entire team, you can tell that they cared about the source material. You know, and they even say in some interviews that a lot of the voice actors read season 1 just to get into character and find out their motivations and everything. And you can tell, even when they cut out some stuff, they were still dropping Easter eggs, dropping hints at things. And even though they made some changes, the characters and the story still flowed so similarly to the webtoon that it worked out so well. You know, and like you can tell that they put their heart and soul into this. They cared about what they were making, and they wanted to make the fans happy. And I really appreciate that. You can tell they cared, and that's really important, like from an animation studio and from a production team, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, overall, like let's break it down. So first of all, I don't know why I'm starting here,
let's start with
but
animation.
Yeah, animation for sure.
Yeah, no problem. Okay,
animation.
I think this it was really nice to look at this, because it doesn't look like all the other shows that you see on like all the other anime this season. Stuff like it doesn't look like your ReZeros and your great pretenders and stuff.
Yeah, My Heroes and Attack on Titans and all that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. It's not as like flashy, or it's not like every single frame looks immaculate in the way that we are used to, at least.
I think it looks unique, just like the character design too. You know, I like. It was really nice to see it look like the webcomic, basically.
Right, and like
they didn't
cool.
change the character designs too much.
No, they really didn't. Except for Merch and Ryan, they merged those two characters together. But aside from that, I'm kidding. Aside from that, yeah, the character designs, the animation, it reminded you of season 1, but at the same time, it still felt like it was a clean improvement in a way. You know, especially the beginning of season 1, it's a bit rough around the edges, and I know that's some people are like hesitant to read. There's people I know who say they're hesitant to read the webcomic because of that, and I tell them it gets freaking amazing. But they took the art style and like the feeling that the art gave you from the webcomic and like expanded upon that. And there's some genuinely like really good looking scenes. Like the eel from episode 1 looks incredible.
Yeah.
The bowl, I just watched rewatched episode 12 today. The bowl and the push scene and everything, that all looks so good, you know? And I feel like there's definitely some shining moments. Yeah, for sure.
Like the flashbacks, I think visually Really good. Really fantastic. Very clean. I think when you said it was clean, I feel like that's like the best way to describe the animation. It's just very clean looking.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was clean. And like, I think it was, I was watching Moist Critical's review of Tower of God. He made like a little video about it. And he pointed out how the art style, it looks kind of like a sketch brought to life. You know, like not every scene looks amazing, I guess, according to our typical anime standards, but at the same time, that's sort of like its charm, you know? It doesn't look bad, and it's sort of, like, once you get used to it, it really makes a, like, a unique showing of itself. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, it is unique, and it's the first webtoon anime, and I'm glad that they went down that kind of route. They didn't try to copy somebody else or make it look like everything else. And I really like that. That's what I'm trying to say. The unique aspect of it, the way it kind of looks like a sketch, but at the same time it really looks beautiful. And yeah, the animation was definitely great.
I feel that too. I think that's a better way to describe it than saying it's clean.
No, but like I'm expanding upon that because it does, like clean is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So animation I thought was great. I do have to say I think there were a few times where some backgrounds, some people in the background, I like in any anime, you know, you can like the dots for eyes and stuff. How about we talk about the voice acting? Let's jump to voice acting.
Oh yeah, yes.
Voice acting. Let's go.
I love the voice acting. It was very, very pleasing to my ears.
Hey, Perfect Cell, you like the voice acting in Tower of God?
Yes, I liked it a lot.
Okay, that's Perfect Cell.
One of the standout voice actors in this whole series is definitely Rachel's.
Yes.
To me.
Yeah.
I think that Rachel had a very, very, very strong performance behind her.
Which is good.
I was kind of blown away, honestly.
Yeah, and like, she's like the one character too that you have to, I mean, you want to get them all right, but if you're going to get one character like perfect, I think it's her. Because she's the one that I think has going through, like, there's so much to her character. I mean, so much. And I think there was I read an article where she was interviewed and she mentioned that, how she found it difficult because there was so much around her character. Like, it's not just, a mysterious girl. Like Rachel, her motivations, her wants, like her background, her desires, the mysterious element of, you know, when she's talking to certain people, how she acts in certain circumstances and situations. There's so much to her. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Rachel is great. I completely
agree. Like watching the anime really gave me like this appreciation for Rachel, and like hearing everything she says and her explaining herself. Her performance is so good.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
I didn't look up her name before this. I feel
no, it's okay. Yeah,
dumb,
I can probably look it up. She's a very famous Japanese voice actress. She's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, Demon Slayer and a ton of other things. Yeah, she's really talented. I think
really incredible.
Yeah, I really like. Okay, so I do remember this voice actor's name. Kenta Miyake, I think, is his name. As Rack, was extremely solid casting. He was so good, and like it's cool because
that's basically what I think he sounds like.
Yeah, like straight up
in my head.
And he mentioned how he did a lot of ad-libbing for the role, and you can totally tell. There's times where Rack is just friggin' doing whatever in the background, and he has this charming but sometimes intimidating feel to the voice. And I love episode 13. Rack's freaking mourning when he's just like screaming out in sadness. That was friggin' heartbreaking, and I really appreciate that he brought so much depth to the character. He's sometimes goofy, sometimes, weird and crazy, he's sometimes serious, he's sometimes sad. He's a tsundere. Like, there's so much going on. I feel like he nailed it. I feel like everyone nailed it. I feel like there was no bad voice actor, There was no time where I was like, wow, this voice actor's bad. Like, no.
The cast is like, it is pretty heavily stacked. Like, Kun is also,
Yeah.
He brings it forward to the table.
Yeah.
He does. He definitely sounds like how I would picture Kun.
For sure. And that's another very for sure, yeah. Handsome boy. Another famous Japanese voice actor with Kun's. I feel like, yeah, she be like even characters that I hadn't really imagined them sounding that way. Like, at first I wasn't quite used to Shibisu's deep voice or Leiro Ro's sound to his voice, but I got really used to it, and it like really fit. Like it really fit. It only took a minute or two of hearing it to be like, yeah, that definitely fits the character. I can see that, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
everyone did great. So the voice acting, obviously A+ from us. How about the music?
I think like the voice acting is definitely like
stellar.
Highest praise for it. The
like
music,
no complaints.
Music is
music.
The
Kevin
music
Penkin,
is
my hero.
Yes,
he is my hero.
He is very, very good.
Fantastic.
You were telling me before this whole series it was even made. You were like, Kevin Penkin's doing the music, and I'm like, okay, what is that? Okay.
I was like, get hyped, because Kevin Penkin is freaking doing the music. Yeah, he won 2018.
Like the music?
Yeah.
Did he?
Well, 2018 Crunchyroll,
absolutely fantastic.
He won best soundtrack for Made in Abyss. Actually, maybe Shield Hero too. I'm not sure, because he did Shield Hero as well.
I know he did Shield. He did, and I watched Shield Hero, and that was really good.
I think it was actually 2017 for Made in Abyss. He won best soundtrack. But anyway, I heard Shield Hero's soundtrack was great. I haven't seen that show, but yeah, like he's so talented, and the mysterious sound of the music. And it felt so. It didn't take long for it to be like, oh, that's Tower of God. Like you hear that music and you're like, oh yeah,
and
I'm in.
It also, I appreciate that it wasn't like a lot of the music wasn't like so much in your face. It was all very ambient.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? You know,
it wasn't like trying to be stand out or flashy. Yeah, you're right. It was like drawing you in.
It wasn't
to the
like
world.
A big like orchestra being like ho ho ho. You know?
Yeah, you're right. That's so true. It blended in. Which is what music should do, right? It should flow with everything and not try to take the spotlight. So yeah, I thought the music was very well handled. How about the opening and the ending? Just while we're on the, I know it's not
really
Kevin Penkin, but
I like them both. I like the opening a lot. I like the opening better than the ending.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like it took me like a moment to really like, because I was like, oh, this is the opening, huh? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I didn't know if I liked it, and then like a couple days later, I was like, yeah, I really like this.
A couple days later, like, never let you go, never let you go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it was like in my head.
Yeah, I mean, how is that not in your head? It's so good. I feel like, you know, at first, like the music for sure, spot on. Stray Kids did an excellent job. But I feel like at first I was a little bummed out that the visuals weren't as flashy as they could have been. A lot of black screens and stuff, but it grew on me for sure as well, the visuals. And I feel like it didn't need to be anything flashy. Like Tower of God isn't supposed to be this like shonen anime with all these characters and powers, and it's so different. Like
the battles in this whole anime, they end very quickly too.
They're so simple.
It's like, yeah. It's you know, it just ends fairly quickly, so I feel like it doesn't need to be like super flashy all the time. Even the Crown game, like,
yeah, true,
probably one of the most actiony parts. Like I feel like probably there was more like talking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly
than action.
Tower of God, at least, especially season 1.
Good.
Yeah, especially season 1 is not supposed to be fight centered or like action centered. Like the tower is supposed to be a mysterious place, and like I'm glad you brought up the Crown game, because like as an example, like Laro, like Laro shows up. Okay, he shoots the beam of Shinsu at Anak. She dodges. She ignites the Green April and slams it around. Like that's the fight, but it still feels like so much more.
And the point I am trying to make is just that the music in those scenes is never too. The music is never too. There's always this aura of mystery. Including in like the very heavy action scenes and whatnot.
That is definitely the forefront of the music for sure. Yeah, no. What are we talking about next? What should we talk about next? What's another good aspect of the anime? Animation, music, voice actors.
Man,
how about just like
put me on the spot like this?
No. Okay, pacing. Let's talk about pacing. Okay, so talking about pacing in the Tower of God anime. So overall, I feel like people complain about the pacing in the anime, at least from what I've seen. There are complaints, and I get it. And obviously with 13 episodes, there's only so much you can do. And for 13 episodes and for what they were given, I feel like they did a decent job. but there were a few times where I was bummed. Not even just that they cut something out, but just that it went by so fast, and that like you almost you see something and then it's just like it's gone. So like for example, I feel like the Hansung test was kind of rushed in my opinion. It felt like, okay, we got Kun entering, okay, boom, we got Hansung, boom, we got, okay, Kun's backstory, blah blah blah, he's freaking out, Rack opens the door, and that was it. Like it felt really quick, and I feel like we could have spent more time on that, or other scenes. Like I feel like could have gotten a little more fleshing out. Some characters could have been fleshed out more. You know, I feel like my biggest complaint is in Dorsey getting like a full character arc. They cut out her relationship with Bomb, at least 90% of it, which sort of shortens her character in my opinion. So when it comes to pacing and cutting out some scenes and handling that, I feel like overall fine, but not the best. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, with the Endorsey thing, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't, like, it can still happen. Like,
no, but
what I mean is, I feel
can't.
like it can be a slow burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I made a whole video about this.
I feel like it's not dead in the water yet. I didn't watch it.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying it's for you to watch. I'm just saying like I had a lot of time to think about this. When it comes to Endorsey in particular, like when she's with a knock and she's about ready to kill her, the whole point of her not killing her is that Bomb made an influence on Endorsey. So Endorsey's someone who would do whatever it takes to achieve what she wants. But in the webcomic, when she's about to kill a knock, she flashes back to her training with Bomb and they talk about loneliness, and then she doesn't kill a knock. That changes everything. That's growth, you know? And that shows you that Bomb changed her. The anime, there's nothing like that. She just walks up to her and just chooses not to. The growth isn't there. It's not there. Like, she doesn't really develop in the same way as in the webcomic. Because they cut her relationship with Bomb. Like, they straight up did. Like, they talk in the hide-and-seek test, and he buys her food, and that's it. Like, I feel like if we had, like, one or two more scenes, a simple, you know, she thinks of Bomb before she does it, or they have a small, tiny 30-second conversation, 10-second, like, that would have changed everything. So it's, like, little pacing things like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, I don't know.
But
for
like
me,
anyway, pacing in
like,
general, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go back to pacing.
Sorry.
In general.
Yeah.
I do agree that a lot of things are quite rushed, or feel rushed. I do absolutely agree. The Hansung test. The Hansung test was like 3 chapters, and it just kind of like resolved.
Yeah.
In like 5
it
minutes.
was. Yeah. It was supposed to, yeah, well...
It's a little unfortunate.
And there were, like,
I think
long
that was one of the
too.
best tests ever made.
Yeah. For sure.
It was just there to screw with Kun, I would say. But...
Right.
At the same time, it takes, like... I feel like it takes its time with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did end up seeing a lot of, like, Bomb's training.
We did.
Like, more than I thought we would.
Like, the whole positions test thing... did take its time, which I'm glad they did.
I think as well as the I think the first, like the elimination test at the very start, I thought that was really good too.
That was one of my
Really
favorite
well paced.
episodes. Episode 2, I think, is so well done. So well done. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to say that the entire thing was poorly paced, because that's true. They did do good with the pacing in a lot of areas. Even like
at the
episode
same time,
1,
I understand that their focus wanted to be more on other certain aspects.
Right.
That it had to cut out like other smaller kind of things that maybe weren't deemed as crucial as other scenes.
Yeah, and I get that.
So I can understand.
Yeah, it's easy for us from the outside to be like, oh, they cut so many things in the pacing, but like, they had a lot on their plate. Like, this was a big undertaking, trying to fit all these chapters into 13 episodes. Like, holy...
Tower of God is maybe too big. Yeah, like, it's like, okay, how do they make an anime out of it?
Seriously.
It was kind of, like, crazy to believe.
It's intimidating. Yeah, that's why it, like, shocked everybody when it was announced. Like holy... And like, considering all of that, like, you have to take that into account. considering all that, they did a darn good job at adapting a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about
Absolutely.
changes. Because sort of related to pacing, I feel like a lot of the small changes they made were fine, and we talked a little bit about this before calling, but okay, cutting Levin out of whatever, that's fine. It doesn't affect much. Replacing Sean with Concho, like you mentioned, that's fine. I kind of wish it didn't happen, but it's whatever. Who cares, right? Those little changes are fine.
I love Chunhua too, but
he's the best.
That change is fine.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
I kind of wish I was telling you earlier, but I wish they stuck with I wish they just killed Concho.
Oh my gosh.
I wish
too.
that was what happened.
I literally
that would have been that's why they kept him in.
Exactly. We were like,
and
why
I was
did they
saying,
do it? Yeah. It completely eliminates the reason.
Because they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It completely makes sense if
he doesn't
had
even have
died.
a line, I don't think.
No.
He just he's just in the background.
He's just
it's
smiling.
So he's alive, I guess.
He's smiling
Yeah.
friggin' what do you care, Concho? And it's funny too. Yeah, exactly. There literally is no reason to not include Chunhua if they went the route that they did. You could have had Chunhua get partially eaten by the bull and then be okay at the end. There literally is no reason.
That would have been shocking.
That would have been.
Yeah, I guess you could have.
You know what I mean, though? The change was very odd because it amounted to nothing. Maybe the only reason they did it, I've heard people say, okay, well, Chunhua, and Dorsey's whole goal was to eliminate Chunhua and the other guy so she could pass as a fisherman. So if Chunhua ends up passing it, it was all pointless. Which, sure, I guess.
But it was
But
well, they did change the test a little bit because
yeah,
I guess only 2 fishermen passed.
No, it was still 4.
Right?
It was a Knock and Dorsey,
4?
Concho, and Blarogue.
I thought Concho was a scout.
Nope, no, because he replaces Chunhua. Because the scouts who pass are Shibisu, Hats, and Array, and that's 3. So no, he's a fisherman.
So Concho got to be a fisherman, but Hats didn't?
But Hats is a scout.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I know.
There is more to it than just sword fighting.
So strong.
Well, yeah, but
that's
scouts
true. Yeah, I know.
Scouts are meant to be good. There's a lot of them are good fighters too, because many times they find themselves fighting multiple enemies. That's kind of their thing. Because they're scouting ahead and gathering information.
That is word for word what Quan said.
Right. So I feel I agree. It is a little weird that Hats for Hats, but at the same time, he must have some kind of talent that makes him more of a scout than a fisherman. So, fighting multiple enemies or whatever.
Poor Chunhua,
man.
Poor Chunhua, but that's okay.
At least Naray made it further. She fulfilled her role. But yeah, those little changes are fine.
It's weird how Naray, oh my gosh, Naray became a character at some point.
It's weird how she became a character, isn't it? How strange.
Yeah. No, it's what I mean by that is she was just kind of in the background, not doing anything.
Oh,
and then
totally.
episode 11, she was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Exist.
It's Naray, my best friend, how's it going?
Yeah, Naray, the main
not
character.
Much, crew, and I found these cool things. Yeah,
no, for sure.
I was huh?
And she has one scene where it shows her buying Banana Black. And that's it. And even in the webcomic, she at least is in the prologue because it shows that her motivation is wealth. And then she trades Kuhn's bag for her service, and she has a line during the Crown game where she's looking at Kuhn's bag and drooling, So even in the webcomic, she had more appearances, and I thought they'd give her the Chunhua treatment, but they kept her around. That was interesting.
Yeah,
I was, Sure. I want to talk about.
She's an animal user. She's important. Okay, yes. Let's talk about
any other significant changes that you felt were good? Because for me, Serena is the one that stood out to me. The way they handled her exit was superb.
Oh yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah,
that was so good. So well deserved.
I like
too.
that whole episode was really good.
Right.
I like that they got to bury Ho.
Oh, that was good too.
I like that they did that instead of it being this everyone's sitting at a dinner table kind of thing.
Well, they did bury him in the webcomic, but it was like a side panel. They didn't, no dialogue, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I agree. I love how the anime, they had everybody gathered together. Even like Leroy shows up to pay his respects and friggin'...
Yeah,
he's like, hey, I'm here too.
I thought that was a little bit like, okay. Like, I felt like that was like... maybe,
it was a little too
like,
far.
when Leroy shows up, it's like, oh, okay, Leroy cares about Ho, like, his not student.
Well, I mean,
all.
I think Ro is a softie deep down. I think he does care about his because like they're all his students kind of, because Lita Ro's like the homeroom teacher, you know what I mean? Like even if he wasn't a light bearer.
The guy who fried the guy's Levin's brain because he couldn't pass through a wall.
Yeah, he doesn't care about him.
The guy who was gonna kill everyone in a like.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Bomb and yeah.
That's fair enough. No, but still.
But yeah,
it's still nice. It's still.
I do like that whole scene.
That was great. That was great. Yeah.
What else? What else?
Yeah. What else?
Changed?
Like, because there are a lot of changes that I didn't like, and I want to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can go into that if you'd like.
Let's go into
right
that.
Now.
Yeah, because, like, okay, well, like, as far as bad changes go, or in my opinion, bad changes, let's start with the anime trying to showcase Bomb's monstrous power super early, and it feels kind of forced. So during the Crown game, Bomb saves Rachel. He, in his rage, unleashes the literal sun, and it like explodes the entire arena, and friggin', you know, everyone's like shocked, and it's this gigantic ray of energy. That to me was surprising, but at the same time, a little too obvious as to the hidden talent that Bomb has. In the webcomic, it's more just like he accidentally unleashes a slice of Shinsu that Leiroro specifically says isn't even that strong, but the fact that it was like some kind of different wild Shinsu, and the fact that he did it without signing a contract, it's more subtle. It's more under the, you know, like Bomb is, it's the same thing as like Leiroro using the Shinsu to push everyone back and Bomb doesn't. And that, you know, it's subtle, right? Bomb releasing this slice of Shinsu. It's subtle. It's not him literally summoning the sun. I don't know. That just, to me, is a little too obvious. And they kind of did the same thing with the bull.
I do see,
to a lesser degree.
I see what you're saying, and like, yeah, actually, you know what? It should probably upset me more. But I'm like, it didn't really. I don't think it really changes that much. I think everything was still achieved. It doesn't.
Yeah. It just makes, but I feel like this is why a lot of people, like in that article I was talking to you about, the one I made a video about, they put Bomb as the second strongest character in Tower of God. And I feel like these anime onlys, they think he's stronger than rankers because we've never seen a ranker do that. Freaking summon the actual sun in an arena like that. Like, it makes him seem like he's this powerhouse of a character when he's supposed to be growing. He's supposed to be growing. He's supposed to have hidden potential, but he's not supposed to be that strong yet. You know what I'm saying?
For all you anime onlys and article writers, rankers have reached the top of the tower. They have gone through Bomb's journey already.
Yeah.
They are much stronger than Bomb.
They're like
is.
Incomparable to regulars, or even irregulars that are starting like Bomb. Yeah. Like,
it is
they could flick a regular in the head and their body would friggin' disintegrate, you know, if they wanted to.
They couldn't even breathe the same air because the Shinsu density is too strong on other higher floors.
Fun fact, Han-sung could just breathe on Kun and he would melt.
Yes.
That is totally fact. But yeah, like, I feel like that's one change I wasn't a big fan of. The Black March showing up a couple times, I'm kind of neutral to that. I don't really care. That's whatever. Ren's death. Not a fan. Not a fan of Ren straight up dying.
I mean,
straight up.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I feel like that one, they probably got SIU's permission.
I don't care.
They're like, hey, are you gonna do, like? I feel like it's like, hey, are you gonna use this character at all in the future? And
no.
Nah,
You're wrong about that. Because he literally is going to come back in the webcomic.
Is he?
Yeah, dude. He literally tells Anok.
For sure?
He literally tells Anok, "See you again, mutt."
Maybe
that is.
Maybe SIU's gonna conveniently forget about Ren.
No.
Maybe,
dude. SIU is bringing back characters left and right now in the current time in the webcomic.
Currently,
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they're gonna just say Mashni's gonna be like, what about Ren? And then Yusurachi's gonna be like, oh, Ren actually just fell down a well and died, so he's not
no.
here anymore.
Mark my words. Come back to this video. Remember this moment. He is coming back. I have no doubt about that. No doubt.
Yeah? I'm thinking about if I want to make a bet.
Let's make a bet, dude. Let's go. Dude, 100% he's coming back in the webcomic. There is no way.
I think SIU is done with Ren. He doesn't.
Then why keep him alive?
He wants to tell that story.
He literally keeps him alive and insinuates he's gonna fight Anok later.
When he gets to season 2 or when he gets to season 3, he's like, oh, actually, I don't want to tell that story anymore.
No.
Also, it's like
SIU doesn't do that.
It's like the princesses. I mean, we don't know SIU. I know SIU because he's my cousin.
I forgot he's your cousin. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I call him every day.
Yeah,
because I love my friend cousin SIU.
Your friend cousin. I can't say anything. You just know everything. I keep forgetting. My bad.
I don't know. I don't think Ren is that.
Is that what, Joe?
He's going to be important. I know.
I heavily
the
digress.
Comments aren't gonna like that.
SIU has. Okay, I can't say too much. I can't say too much because of spoilers. That there's whatever. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Those changes are fine. Whatever. Regardless, there's some good changes, some bad changes. I feel like overall the anime did both. And while I wish they kept more from the original, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna fault them for every cut, every change. Even if we want it that desperately. I think they could have done some. There's some cuts that I feel like were unnecessary, but whatever. Overall, understandable.
Hey, I think the stuff they added was pretty great.
They added some good stuff, yeah.
Rack and Ghost eating candy bars. I didn't know I wanted that until I saw it.
True. Like little tiny moments like that. Or like a couple of funny lines between the trio. Or like little things here and there. That was nice. It's some good stuff, you know? So that's true. That's very true.
Let's talk about that, actually. Because I found myself laughing a lot more than I expected to in this anime.
Me too.
Like, the funny moments. Just, like, the way certain things are drawn at certain points. Like, episode, 2 onward. Episode 1, it makes it out to be this super serious thing. And then Rack shows up. And then, episode 2 is, he's, yelling, "Stupid turtles!"
Yeah, and, there's chibi Rack pounding. Yeah, it's great.
I enjoyed that.
I think the comedy was on point.
I wasn't expecting it. I think so, too.
And,
I found myself laughing a lot more.
Yeah, and they kept a lot of comedic moments. Like Shibisu's iconic face. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kudos to them.
Nobody would have been happy with the anime if they didn't keep the face.
Oh my gosh, I think we would have all boycotted
Nobody would have been happy.
No, it would have been awful.
I don't know about boycotting, but I think that everyone would have been like, yeah, it was good, but you know,
6 out of 10.
It's Rachel's voice actress did a phenomenal job, but they didn't have Shibisu's face. So,
yeah. Well, that's okay. Talking about my last point on changes. I do have to say they cut a lot of famous lines, really important, iconic lines, especially from Rack. Rack had a lot of lines that I feel made him who he was that they didn't include. And I think it made some people just think of him as a comic relief character. So, the Crown game. Game without me is a game not worth playing. There are t-shirts! I have one! With that freaking quote on it. Not to say that they have to include all the famous quotes. During Hansung's test, he talks about how it was instinct, right? And
cut to a picture of the shirt because I've never seen it.
No, it's great. It's really faded. I've worn it so much that it's faded. But like, I feel like there's a lot of Rack iconic moments. His conversation with Kuhn, they completely cut, where Rack tells him, "If I were you, I would kill the king and make myself the king." There's so many key, especially Rack lines, that I was a little disappointed. Like, looking back, they cut a lot of them. Like, really key lines. That's a bit of a bummer. But whatever. It's fine. It's not the end of the world or anything. But I thought I'd mention it nonetheless. But anyway, so, what else do we have to talk about? I don't know. I mean, the anime, can we just...
Animation,
anime overall?
voice acting, music, changes...
Pacing. Yeah, we kind of covered most everything. Let's end. Let's talk about now our final thoughts and our final review of the anime. How about you start us off, Joe?
Well, in conclusion, I very much enjoyed the stuff they focused on. Rachel is perhaps the best she has ever been. I think Rachel may even be a big improvement on the webtoon version.
Really?
I enjoyed the anime a lot.
Yeah.
I think that, like, for this anime to really succeed, it needed Rachel to be really good, and they knew that. So I can't hammer home enough that, like, how good Rachel was in this, and like seeing a lot of people's like anime only's responses to Rachel, it was very, very entertaining. Oh,
for
I could
sure.
read those for all day, weeks even.
It's so freaking funny because Webtoon made that compilation of reactions to the push scene, and everyone is freaking out. You know, and then there's me in the middle just freaking looking just completely straight-faced and somber because I'm the only one who knows what's going to happen.
You know.
Freaking, it's
you knew what was going to happen.
So funny seeing, because you're right, everyone reacted like crazy. And that means they did their job. That means that Rachel did what she needed to do. Mm-hmm. So I like that a lot.
A lot of people weren't expecting it. Some of you smarties out there expected it, but you know what? It's fine.
No one's as smart as you
still.
guys. Not everyone's as smart as you guys, okay? So calm down. Come on.
Whoa, man, I wasn't trying to make a comparison or anything. I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to call them out.
Good on you for...
I was trying to continue the joke.
Good on you guys for catching the little tiny clues.
Yeah.
Because I know some of you did, and I was like, huh. And I read some things, and it's like,
oh,
yeah, how come she's acting like this? And I'm like, oh, you know what? You're catching on. Oh,
yeah. And I feel like the anime didn't really hide it as much as the webcomic, which is fine. I feel like they didn't need to.
No, but you have to leave clues.
Exactly.
And that's the most important part.
Especially in
Otherwise,
just 13
it doesn't
episodes.
make sense. It's like it just becomes like a sudden like change of heart, and that's not exciting at all.
No.
If
it's completely out of the blue, it's not good. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Where this, it's like everything that she does can be seen from two different angles.
Mm-hmm.
And the most obvious angle is what everyone was seeing, but
yeah,
the little side angle,
the
part with jealousy and envy and greed and wanting things that it was really good.
It was
fantastic job with Rachel. Rachel is the crux of this whole anime. I loved it a lot.
Yes,
I love
for sure.
I just really like this whole season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do for season 2. Like, so excited.
Yeah, it was just really cool to see like certain scenes just like put in motion. Like, I loved seeing the crown game put in motion.
Yeah.
And, like,
the hide and seek test. That was really fun.
Yeah, Team A and Team B.
Yeah. Even like the underwater hunt.
Betrayal.
You know, it was cool. It was really cool. The deep sea fish herding test. I feel like
it was
so many good moments, for sure.
It was, and it gave me a really big appreciation for the webtoon that I've read.
Yeah.
And
so many times,
kind of fell in love with.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I agree, and like, I think it speaks a lot because most of the anime onlys that I've spoken to or seen talking about the show have loved it, you know. And I feel like the main the main group of people that complain are webtoon readers. And I feel like when you have a bunch of anime onlys, like this was made for anime onlys in large part, and I feel like if they're enjoying it to the maximum, that's what matters. Like that tells you that they did their job and that it was a good show. It's okay to not like it,
but it is tailored for people who aren't gonna be the most hardcore readers.
Yeah,
and
well, that's true. It wasn't just made for them, but I feel like their goal was to bring in a new audience, you know, and then get them to read the webtoon. Accessible. Yeah, like you can tell their goal is to make you keep reading. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that they kept enough for us hardcore people that can really appreciate. Like I famously was not excited about the princesses.
I was gonna mention the freaking
in hindsight, it is cool.
Get to see freaking all kinds of characters. It's
showing
awesome.
us Yurik so early on.
Yeah,
I mean,
in like such a teased way. The tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like
amazing.
No anime person is gonna get that.
That's so true. They're gonna see that and be like, "Ooh, interesting." And meanwhile, the webtoon fan base is freaking flipping their chairs and yeah. That's true.
This was clearly made by people who really they were definitely fans of the webtoon.
I love that.
I think the effort was made, and I think that it's okay not to love it. It's okay to even not like it. But I do think that this is something that we should probably be supporting.
I agree. And it did a lot of good. It did a lot of good.
I would really like to see another season with this team.
Me too. I want to keep.
So
I wouldn't want to change the team. Let's make it happen, guys. Go. How can we make that happen? Go support it by watching it on official platforms, and share your love for it on Twitter. Tag the Tower of God Twitter and the artists and animators and all that stuff. Yeah, that's how you can show your support.
Yeah, make sure it's mainstream so we can see Kuhn drink a Pepsi in the next season.
Yes, let's make it happen, people. I don't know where that came from, but let's make it happen.
And Rap eating Pizza Hut.
I forgot it. Wow. Okay, this video is not sponsored by Pepsi or Pizza Hut. But regardless,
no, it's not.
It's not. But
it is sponsored by Carl's Jr., which Shibisu will be eating in season 2.
Yes, that totally happens. No, it's fine.
I heard that,
we're just derailing
sound and
the sigh of disappointment.
I feel like I got my point across already.
You did.
Is there anything else you would like to add, my friend?
There isn't. I think they did a great job overall. I would give this show out of 4,763. Is that right?
4,763.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Out of 4,763, I would give it a 4,580. That's what I would give it. Possibly even a little higher.
I give it 4,000. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry.
No, I just said possibly a little higher.
No, I cut you off.
No, you didn't. I said possibly. Wow, we're being so nice to each other right now. Possibly a little higher is all I said. Please continue.
Yeah.
Please continue.
I'm gonna give it 4,700 and 4,000. No, not 7. No, sorry. Hang on, I got mixed up. I'm gonna give it 4,422.
Fair enough. Both very high scores.
Overall,
they did a great job. Not perfect, but nothing is perfect. Not everything is as smooth and sultry as Joe's voice.
Unless your name is Han Yu, then you are.
That is actually
literally
true.
Perfect.
That is true. Perfect boy, best girl by far.
The most perfect, best girl and boy. The only person on the tier list who has made it on both lists,
and for good reason, may I add.
Boom.
For sure. But anyway, guys, those are our thoughts on Tower of God Season 1. Obviously, whenever Season 2 starts coming out, we'll keep doing these reviews. And I know you guys want me to do more videos with Joe. I'm getting a lot of requests to make more videos with other Joe. So we're definitely going to plan on figuring some stuff out and making different kinds of content and new kinds of content. But stay tuned for that. If you want to go support Joe, you can follow him on Twitter at Chromex20, and you can follow him on Twitch at Chosen Hero Arrives, where he is also on YouTube.
I'm
done.
Yeah, YouTube is YouTube doesn't have to be censored.
Fair enough.
All of that is a big fat lie. Go follow me at Dr. Bonehead, Bonehead on Twitter.
It. He's lying.
You should absolutely do that.
He's lying.
The YouTube channel is the exact same thing.
It's all a lie.
You can't do anything about it.
Just check the
Sometimes you'll
description.
catch a stream of Pokemon or something.
That is true.
I heard stuff is going down.
A lot of
like
sad
big stuff.
Yeah.
Like really big stuff. Sad stuff. Well,
Frickin'
it
we
wouldn't
had
be
some
Tower
deaths,
of God
man.
if it wasn't sad.
We had some freaking deaths that you will probably be happy about.
You know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Sachi died, didn't he?
No comment.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Guys. Appreciate it.
Make sure.
Yeah?
Hey, I'm trying to hijack your end card, okay?
Yeah,
Make sure
apparently.
you leave your score at a 4,763, and we'll see you on the next episode, episode 14.
Yes! Can't wait. All right, guys, take care.
In the meantime, God of High School is pretty good. You should
Frickin'
go watch that
hype.
also.
Go check out God of High School.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.